Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 27, and today we're returning with two big games with our Canaries. Let's take on Everton away at Goodison Park on Boxing Day, then the FA Cup third round at home to Mansfield Town, plus we'll show you what's been going on with the World Cup as well. Before we get to the games though, show how the Canaries been getting on off camera. And it's just been the 4 competitive games off camera because of the World Cup, of course, happening in November. I think you'll be very, very interested to see who ended up winning that in what was a very interesting mid-season World Cup. But yeah, of course, in the last episode, you saw our victory against Sporting Lisbon and our loss to Chelsea. 4 games off camera, and as you can see, 1 win, 2 draws, and a loss. So pretty poor, all things considered, for Canaries. We started off with a 6-2 victory, bounce-back win away in Russia against Lokomotiv Moscow. Obviously, the game kind of meant nothing because we'd already guaranteed qualification after our victory against Sporting Lisbon on match day 4, but regardless, picked a weakened side for the game and we absolutely destroyed the Russians. It was an amazing victory where Adam Ida scored a 39-minute hat-trick, and number 9 this season. He's playing with a chip on his shoulder, Ida, and I absolutely love it. He's our top scorer in Europe. He bagged a hat-trick in this game as we ran rampant away in Russia, and yeah, Lokomotiv Moscow did score 2 goals through Miranchuk and Ida success, but 3 goals from Ida, 1 from Cantwell, and then 2 in stoppage time from Vasilic, the Serbian wonder kid, and Holding made sure we left Russia with the 3 points. And following that back-to-back draws, first home to Crystal Palace 1-1 in the Premier League. Benkovic scoring his 2nd goal for the season, made it 1-0 inside the first minute after a rebound free kick fell straight into the Croatians' path. Zaha made it 1-1 in a score draw. And following that, match day 6 in the Europa League, of course, as we knew, we'd already guaranteed qualification, but this draw here at home to Atalanta meant we guaranteed qualification and top of the group as well. And some interesting news on that, and I'll get to it in just a moment's time. We drew 2-2 though. Ida made sure that in the group stage of the Europa League he scored in every single game. What a season he's had this year in Europe. And number 9 made it 1-0 9 minutes in. Sorry, 1-1 after Atalanta scored the early goal. Then Cantwell scored a screamer for Castillejo, equalised and stopped us from ending the group 100% record come the end of 6. And our final competitive game off camera was right before the World Cup started. We lost away at the London Stadium in London, obviously by 2-1 against West Ham. Sardar Azmoun bagged a brace for the Hammers in this game, and despite Rian Big Game Brewster scoring, we sadly did lose right before the World Cup began. So yeah, tough little run off camera before the World Cup, and as you will see, there was a friendly played here 6 days ago at home to Glasgow Rangers, just to get the match sharpness up really, as the boys came back from the World Cup either a bit tired or hadn't had any match experience due to the no games being played competitively during this time. And I'll show you the World Cup in just a moment's time, but before we get there, I do want to show you the Premier League table right now. Due to a couple of draws in succession, we have now dropped out of the top 4 and currently sit in 6th place. We are 2 points ahead of Crystal Palace in 7th right now, and we do have the game in hand on them as well, and we've got a game in hand on all the 5 teams above us right now, and a win here against Everton away at Goodison Park on Boxing Day will send us back into the top 4 and up to 3rd place. Now, as for the Europa League, this is very interesting indeed. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, at Docklanders, you would have seen this last night, and please do follow me on Twitter, guys, if you don't already. I promise you, I don't tweet like 50 times a day like some people, and I like to update you guys with the save as I'm playing it, so you guys can stay in the loop before the episodes get made. But last night I tweeted about this. The Europa League first knockout round draw has already been made, but of course Norwich City, as you'll notice, are not in it. Now you might be wondering why that is. It's because we've been given a bye and are heading into the 2nd round of the competition, which will be drawn on the 17th of February after these games have been played, and I think it's because of the World Cup this season. The competitive footballing bodies in all competitions are trying to shorten the season down a little bit, and that's why, as you can see, the winners qualify for the 2nd round. So due to topping our group, we qualify for the 2nd round and are given an automatic bye in the 1st round. So that's fantastic news, going straight into the last 16. And yeah, it's really interesting. Again, I don't know whether it is because of the World Cup, but that's the only reason I can think it probably is because of. And yeah, there you go. Now, as for the World Cup, France have become the 2nd nation to retain a World Cup in the competition's history, as they beat England in the final by a 1-0. Can you believe it? England going 1 step further than they did 4 years ago in Russia, but sadly lost to France by a 0-0, courtesy of a Raphael Varane header from a corner. Watch that together. It was whipped into the centre by Dembele, and Varane won it at the near post to win the World Cup for France in a goal-to-nil scoreline there. All I'll say to Gareth Southgate is this: if Max Aarons was there, the corner wouldn't have happened. If Ben Godfrey was in the back four, he would have headed the corner away. And let's just say that didn't happen. If Dean Henderson was starting, our only representative in the England team for the World Cup, he would have stopped it. The Norwich boys would have got the job done, Gareth, trust me on that. But probably not. But speaking of representatives, by the way, for the World Cup this year, Dean Henderson was our only representative for England. And we also had, who do we have? Oh, we had Venezuela and France group. And they were knocked out in the, was it the second round? I think they got to? Yes, it was indeed, knocked out by Germany. So Farina's made their squad for Venezuela. And for Croatia, was it Group D they were in together? No, what group was it? What group was it? Oh, no, we are Group C. Farina's is Venezuela, knocked out Filip Benkovic's Croatia. So yeah, we had 3 representatives: Henderson, Benkovic, and Henderson. Who did I say? Yeah, Farina's, Henderson, and Benkovic in the World Cup, and sadly none of them were able to get the grand prize. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to show you. So let's just dive into the first game of today's episode away at Goodison Park on Boxing Day, where again a win could send us into the top 4. And after a shaky run of form, our first game back from the World Cup, let's hope we can get back on track here. So right now, an injury report, quite a few things to show you. Unfortunately, we have had some injuries in the lead up to this game here. First and foremost, the biggest and bad news is that Buendia is down with a lower back stress fracture. He's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. We probably won't see him again until, I would say, mid-January time at the earliest. Jamal Lewis is still coming back from that torn calf muscle. We won't see him again until next month. Sam Byram isn't fit enough to play. Dean Henderson's come back a bit unfit from the World Cup. Brewster is carrying a knock. And Marcelo also isn't fully fit either. So we've got a bit of a fullback crisis now. Marcelo, Lewis, and also Byram, our 3 recognised left-backs, are all currently out. And Buendia is also down too. So this will be a team for the game, 4-2-3-1 with a bit of an injury crisis right now. Farina's in goal. Marcelo making his Premier League debut with Benkovic, Godfrey and Aarons in the back 4. Berger and Longstaff to go through the middle. Cantwell on the left. He's done well this season. Dembele on the right, and Eze supporting Brewster up top. And on the bench, Henderson, Holding, Bushiri, Reed, Vastalic, Ida, and Ajorque as well. First game is for the Toffees away. Let's get a win and get back in the top 4. Come on, you Canaries. Icone for the Toffees. Down the right, crossing, and Godfrey heads clear as Longstaff gets it on the deck. He'll send it straight away long to Brewster. Oh, he's denied by Pickford, who makes the save. One of the top scorers in the Premier League, Ian, but he has missed quite a lot of chances this season. I'll be the first to admit it. And whilst all of Ida's goals have come in Europe, I am starting to think maybe he deserves a run of starts in the Premier League. Brewster denied by Pickford, as it's still 0-0. Berger to Marcelo, space for the Brazilian to cross. Already 2 assists to his name this season as Eze goes for goal and bends it just wide the post. Still 0-0. Dominating possession right now. We've had the one clear-cut chance with Brewster spurned, but still goalless. And that's not been our biggest problem this season. It's been defensively, but at the moment, we're just not taking our chances. Eze drives forward and plays it back towards Sander. Can we find an opening? And a goal here halfway through the first half. Marcelo to Sander. Lovely ball by the Norwegian. And Dembele controls. And his cross is blocked. But he wins it back, Dembele. And there is the second cross, and Brewster heads over. You know, all of Adam Ida's goals this season have come in Europe. But I'll be honest here, whilst Brewster might be one of our top scorers in the Premier League, I am starting to wonder, with him missing a lot of chances at the moment, maybe Ida deserves a few games in the Premier League with 9 goals in Europe. As Pinamonti goes on the run, but it's straight at Farines. Brewster scored a lot, yeah, but he's missed a lot too. Benkovic to Berger. And Sander sends it long towards Todd Cantwell. And his cross is blocked, it'll drop to Marcelo. As the Brazilian plays it long to Dembele, and oh yes, I'll tell you what a bargain freebie Marcelo has been. That's his 3rd assist in all competitions this season. As he makes it, as Dembele, makes it 1-0, connecting with the ball over the top. Marcelo, the veteran, shocking physical stats, but I talked about it. Technically, he's still got it. Lovely ball, Dembele with the finish, and the Canaries have the lead. If Marcelo plays 5 league games for us, he gets an automatic 1-year extension. And I must admit here, I kind of hope he gets it at this rate. As Pinamonti hits the post and Benkovic will clear off the line. Marcelo this season has been a very good pickup for this dressing room. And when filling in at left back as well. Half time still leading by a goal. And as things stand, heading back into the top 4. So nothing to report in this second half until now. As Everton looking to get back on level terms here. They're going to try and exploit our very weak defense this season with Icone driving forward and finding Iwobi inside the area. Angel Gomez finds Keane. Iwobi takes over and drills it in, and what a strike that is by the former Arsenal man. 23 minutes to go. It's been our biggest problem this season. We can score a lot, but we also concede a lot. Icone to Iwobi, plays the 1-2 with Moise Keane. No, he doesn't. He finds Gomez. Now King gives it back to Iwobi, and that finish there, well, Farina's went the wrong way. Top corner, 1-1. I feel like we've gone back to how we played in Season 2 in our Championship season. Do you remember we were the top scorers in the Championship 2 years ago? Yet we had one of the weakest defence records in, well, the division, I think. I think we're actually in mid-table based on our defensive form. And we've reverted back to that. You know, last season we had an amazing defensive year. Third best defensive record in the division, but we're back to our old ways now. As Izay goes for goal and Pickford saves it. 22 minutes to go. Is there going to be a winner? With Everton having a corner to the middle, which Iwobi heads over. I think there will be. I'll be so surprised if this game finishes all square. I'm pretty confident someone's going to win it later on here. With Marcelo feeding it through to Izay, who can drive forward. Tackled by Lobotka though, and Pinamonti is first to it. And here come the Toffees again. They've looked very good when going forward in this game. And that shot just wide. How has there only been 2 goals? Well, that looks like it's going to do it, unless there's going to be some late drama. No, it will finish all square at Goodison Park. So, our poor run of form in the Premier League continues. No wins in our last 4 games, and just the 3 points picked up from a possible 12. That is not form that's going to see us break into the top 4. 1-1 the final score, and we now dropped out of the Europa League places as well. We do have a game in hand on all the top 6 right now, but outside of a European place. This has been a very worrying patch of form here. Okay, so moving on to our second and final game then. We are at home to League 2 Mansfield Town in the FA Cup third round. And this could be a pivotal moment of the season here. Norwich City out of form, not performing well. The January transfer window just about to open. And there is still a lot of interest right now in our 2 world-class players, Sander Berge and Emi Buendia. And if we have embarrassing cup exit here, I wouldn't be against making some major changes to this squad in the January window, because right now we are not playing well at all, and we need a big thumping victory to get back on track as we head into the second half of the season. So into the game, I'm going to change our tactics to a 4-1-2-3 gegenpress system for the game, and this will be our lineup with 3 players currently down. It's a much changed team, in fact it's a fully changed team, and some interesting selections too. Dean's in goal. It's about for Byron, Bushiri, Holding and Harrison Reed filling in at right back due to our little fullback crisis right now of injuries. In the midfield trio we've got Vidal's deep line playmaker and Thompson and Berge playing alongside one another, with Cantwell on the left, Vasilic on the right, and that man Adam Ida, who's having a bit of a redemption season right now. He's the top scorer in the Europa League, not just for us but in the whole competition. Let's see how he gets on today. On the bench, Farines, Godfrey, Aranzize, Dembele, Brewster and Ajorque as well. Second and final game, we need a big win. Can't afford a replay. Come on, you Canaries. The last thing we need is a replay. We've got so many games to squeeze into January due to the World Cup happening mid-season. We need to get through it the first time of asking with minimal fuss. I denied, still 0-0. I can just see Mansfield Town shocking us here, but Sander wins it back and sends it along to Cantwell. There is that man. And I'll tell you this right now, it's his first domestic goal this season. I think against Brighton on Wednesday night, he's going to get a start in the Premier League for just the second time this season. He is one of our top scorers this year, our top scorer in Europe, and he's just given us the lead as well. Todd flicks on, Ida finishes from close range. There's a bit of a friendly rivalry developing between him and Brewster, and I think Adam deserves some starts. It's because of that meme I made, I think, on Twitter. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, you know all about that. It's because of that meme I made as Byron finds Adam, and now Cantwell takes over across the middle. And there's Vasilic with the finish for his 4th of the year. 2-0 Canaries, and we should be heading through, bar an almighty collapse now. There's still an hour's worth of football to play, but already leading by 2. 3 click-cut chance already, and we look as though we can score as many as we want here. Lovely cross by Sam. Vukasin's not going to miss that. 2-0 Norwich. I think I'll probably take off Adam, as long as we're still leading by 2 around the hour mark, as he wins it back here and tries to get away from Pierce, which he does. He's looked so lively today as he hits it into the side netting. Still leading by 2. In fact, I think it's a penalty. It is. It's a penalty, and Ida's going to take it, which I'm kind of annoyed about, because if he's on 2 goals, I don't want to take him off. as he puts it in and does get his second of the game. Because sometimes when you take players off when they've scored 2 goals, occasionally after the game, they'll complain that you robbed them of the chance of the hat-trick. But I want to play him on Wednesday night, and therefore I don't want him to be too tired for that one. And I was going to bring on a Jorke for the final 30. Anyway, 3-0 Norwich, 2 for Adam. He's definitely starting away against Brighton. You know, he had a poor season last year. Adam, I'll be the first to admit it, but talk about redemption this year. Top scorer in the Europa League. Right now on pace to win the Golden Boot and looking very lively as recrosses and Cantwell hits the post and Mansfield clear. Such a better performance out here today, even with a backup side. I mean, we are taking on a League 2 side. I'm not going to try and forget that fact, but either way, such a better display here. And exactly what we need. Again, this is exactly what we need. Poor run of form. We need a good, big, thumping victory to get the testosterone flying once again. Well, final half an hour has been pretty poor, all things considered. But you know what? I don't mind one bit. Norwich City back on track with a big 3-0 victory there. And exactly what we needed. A clean, comfortable victory with no fuss whatsoever as we head into the 4th round of the FA Cup and avoid the dreaded replays. Chopper's been sacked. No way. But yeah, that's exactly what we needed there. A win in the 3rd round, back on track, a clean sheet. That's been a rarity for us this season, and a big victory to send us through to the 4th round. Again, look at the games we got in January, man. We needed to get through it the first time asking, and we've done so. So that was today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'm not entirely sure when we'll come back in the next episode. There's so many games to get through in January and in February as well, but I might possibly do the 4th round if we're drawn against a big team and then Liverpool away, or maybe we'll come back in February. I'm not entirely sure. We do need to gather some pace though, as we started the season off quite slowly. So yeah, it'll probably be late January time or sometime in February. So have a great day, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode in my Football Manager series very soon.